Oh boy, looks like some bad news for competition. And, well, I guess a kind of a win for Meta and Meta platforms. You see, Meta actually seems to have cleared a hurdle in the acquisition of Within, which is another VR company, despite an FTC antitrust case that was brought about in July of 2022. A federal judge has actually ruled in favor of Meta right now as far as their ability to proceed with its acquisition of that fitness startup company Within. And I don't think that's great news. The FTC is claiming, quite rightfully, that the deal that has been greenlit by this judge would eliminate competition in the consumer VR market. Well, of course it would. If you acquire your competitors, that's one less competitor. Makes sense. Meta, of course, has stacked a ton of resources in this. In fact, they've basically cut their company in half in pursuit of just this one goal, so to speak, at least when you look at their market value. The judge, of course, in the ruling has stated that Meta's purchase of Within the startup, the fitness startup, would not eliminate a beneficial rivalry in the market, and that Meta would be able to enjoy the benefits of VR fitness growth without intervening in the VR fitness app market. It's a really strange way to put things, and cleverly worded, I imagine. How many other VR fitness apps are out there in the world, I wonder? Please be sure that you are subscribed. Check that button down below. It's free to click on to be subscribed to the channel. It helps with channel growth so that we don't have, well, a small group of voices you hear from. You have a big wide array of channels that are often covering things that the mainstream media doesn't. And while you're at it, hit that bell up top and make sure you turn on all notifications so you don't miss a video, a live stream, or even a short that I put out regularly, at least 5 days a week. And don't miss that like button down there either. It's free. And I'm sure you like today's video. The acquisition of Within, which of course makes this VR application supernatural, they've faced a lot of obstacles from their beginning, and that's normal for any startup company. The FTC actually had some internal disagreements over whether or not to intervene in this particular acquisition. And its pursuit of this case stands in stark contrast to several relatively smooth Meta acquisitions, including the purchase of the VR startup Oculus, which gave them their, I guess, base platform to work from as far as VR headsets are concerned, and that happened back in 2014. The FTC's request to block the deal was denied by the court. With this ruling, they were granted a 1-week delay that will give the FTC time to appeal, which I guarantee you they will do. And of course, the status for all of this comes today, on February 7th. So we should have a result from this by the end of today. Now, the ruling obviously represents a setback for the FTC. You've got Antitrust crusader Lena Khan absolutely going after them and Amazon quite aggressively, for lack of a better way to put it. And she's been leading the fight right now to limit tech industry consolidation. Too little, too late. That's the right way to say that. And the FTC is obviously, working to stop another game-related merger, which is Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. I think they should stop that as well, and I think they should be successful. We'll have to see. The two cases themselves, of course, have differences because, you're really consolidating what's left of the mega studios as far as games go. At the same time, you have a very small field of VR competition, and you're just taking another one off the board. Both of these cases are incredibly important, in my opinion. Despite FTC objections, Meta has pushed forward with its acquisition of Within, and the CTO, Andrew Bosworth, stated in the hearing that the company might drop the deal if it doesn't close in a timely manner, which means if they're able to delay this enough, if the FTC is able to delay this enough, it's quite possible the deal would just be killed because it's not timely. Meta spokesperson Stephen Peters expressed his satisfaction with the court's rulings and stated that the acquisition would bring a pro-competitive benefits to the ecosystem. You're eliminating a competitor. It's not going to spur innovation. It'll do the exact opposite. It's not going to benefit people. It'll give fewer people jobs. It's not going to expand the VR space. It's going to shrink it. So I'm really not sure where he was coming from with his statement. Obviously an important move for Meta. They're looking to expand their capabilities across all markets, specifically fitness, because they believe that they'll be able to keep you indoors exercising rather than going outside or to a gym to do it, which would be more beneficial to your health. Meta also went on to say some other things about the lawsuit, such as they did not possess the capabilities unique to VR dedicated fitness apps, specifically the fitness content creation and studio facilities, which is an interesting way to say we didn't want to have to take the time to develop it ourselves or dedicate any building space. So the acquisition of Within is going to obviously give Meta access to all of those things, and certainly the expertise to create the fitness content itself, which you just hire some fitness experts to do. The VR fitness market is obviously, for whatever reason, poised to become a large growth area, let's say, over the course of the next few years. And Meta's acquisition of Within is obviously going to be a game changer because, well, they're going to dominate it. The ruling stated that as a VR platform developer, Meta can enjoy many of the promising benefits of VR fitness growth without itself intervening in the VR fitness app market. This means that the Meta entity itself could leverage its VR platform development capabilities to offer new and innovative solutions to the same VR fitness market, which would then drive the growth of the market even further. And while all that remains true, they really didn't need Within to do it. This is just a way to kill three birds with one stone, honestly. Not having to spend money on the personnel involved, not having to dedicate space to do it, and, well, eliminating a competitor all in one fell swoop. The ruling in favor of this acquisition is still kind of an uphill battle, and it actually signals or signifies more uphill battles for future acquisitions. It also indicates to some of these antitrust watchdogs that they're just going to have to fight harder to prevent these things from happening and get the government's attention a lot sooner. And to be fair, at the end of it all, I will say this. I'm not sure that VR fitness is going to encourage any more people to buy headsets and participate in VR fitness